Evolution and beauty. People instinctively know that the beautiful people enjoy advantages the rest of us don't, but generally they don't know why. The desire to be physically attractive is a major driving force behind the cosmetic, fashion, and health industries. Most people recognise that the beautiful people benefit from their looks in many ways, but they also believe that ideals of attractiveness vary widely from culture to culture. No. Studies have shown that there is actually surprisingly consistent agreement across cultures as to what constitutes, for instance, an attractive face. Women utilise cosmetics, skin creams, and hair shape and colour to enhance their beauty because they know it is in their best interest to do so. Attraction seems to be a partly instinctual, partly learned response, but few people understand the why of it all. Now, the fields of evolutionary anthropology and psychology have investigated human beauty and physical attractiveness for probably the last 4 or 5 decades. And interesting models of human behaviour have arisen from that research. From an evolutionary perspective, any genetic trait that humans or other animals develop that enhances their ability to survive will be passed on to the next generation. When animals mate, they tend to compete for mates with those features that will ensure the production of good offspring. In the animal world, it is the male that is usually the prettiest, the most colourful, or the one with the showiest display. However, humans are an anomaly. There's a few other animals, but with us, it's the female whose beauty is on display and judged the most important. Over the millennia, we have developed a whole range of abilities to determine the acceptability of a mate. Women can actually determine the differences in male DNA through their sense of smell. Studies have shown that women respond to men whose DNA is very different from their own. Now, it's thought that this ability evolved because the children of two people with very different DNA have more advantageous immune systems. These abilities are run by unconscious programs. A woman doesn't think, I'll check out this guy's DNA by getting close enough to smell him. She simply finds a particular smell attractive, or not, and so it is with the perception of beauty. Beauty is a cue to fitness. And the ability to produce healthy children. From a male's perspective, he will want to find a female who is very fertile with many years of reproduction ahead of her. She will have to exhibit traits that indicate health and vitality so that the children will also be healthy and capable of surviving and in turn reproducing. One of the advantages of being beautiful is that you will be in demand from the opposite sex, especially if you're female. Now, what's the biology behind attraction? Well, if men chose only women who were past their childbearing age, then they would be extremely unsuccessful at producing children and passing on their genes to future generations. Between the ages of 30 and 34, female fertility declines to 85% of the rate of 20 to 24-year-olds. And between 40 to 44, it's down to 35%. This is one reason why youth has a universal appeal. For men, the passive viewing of beautiful female faces triggers a response in the part of the brain connected to reward behaviour, gambling and thrill-seeking. It is obviously important to us. Men look for women who are young and fertile because they are the best bet for successful reproduction. Simple as that. So how do we tell? Well, research has shown that men are attracted to women who ideally have large eyes, small chins and noses, full lips, high eyebrows, smooth clear skin, lustrous full hair, and a waist-hip ratio of 0.7. And beauty therapists and plastic surgeons realise these are the areas that women are most interested in, or most interested in enhancing. Any book or magazine that discusses the use of cosmetics is basically a manual on how to augment these evolutionary features that are indicators of fertility and health. Women know that there are advantages of beauty, even if we pay lip service to the belief that it is what is on the inside that counts. Now, of course, there are other factors. You will say that women don't pursue beauty just to attract men. And you'd be right. Even if you remove men from the equation entirely, women would still pursue beauty for a variety of reasons. These reasons could include peer pressure, female competition for mates even though they're not there, social exchange, self-esteem and the pursuit of status. Women know consciously and subconsciously the advantages of beauty. There's something called the idea of social exchange, where human social life is viewed as a marketplace where certain individual qualities, for example, personality, beauty, education, are exchanged with other individuals. Beauty has high value in the marketplace as it heavily influences the exchange process. Now, you might be wondering why there's an image of a fruit market. Well, like the fruit market, where the perfect fruit attracts a premium and blemished fruit is a lower price, human beauty is a commodity with a similar pricing structure. Humans treat beautiful people differently, usually better than the less beautiful. And if you want to go deeper into that, my last video went into great detail about the advantages of beauty in childhood, in the courts, in mating, in school, in childhood. But you can go have a look at that. I'll put a link in the description box. From the point of view of self-esteem, judgments other people make about us affect our view of ourselves. We all want to be positively evaluated, praised, patted on the back, and told we're okay. Positive view from others elevates our self-esteem. Beauty is a major component of how others evaluate us. Humans make positive evaluations of other people on looks alone, believing that beautiful people are friendlier, more sociable, outgoing, and a host of other attributes. So it is in our best interests to appear at our most beautiful, because other people's view of us will boost or deflate our feelings about ourselves. And if we believe we look good, we feel good. Now let's talk about status. Humans have been affected by status throughout history. The evidence of status goods in all cultures since the dawn of agriculture attests to this. Even chimpanzees, our closest relatives, are status conscious. Hard to believe, but in recent experiments, some chimpanzees were given special items and privileges not conferred on the rest of the group. This conferred a high status on these individuals. It was found that the other chimpanzees, when presented with photos of the entire band, preferred to look at photos of the high status individuals. Those in the high status group also preferred to look at other high status chimps. Are we really any different? Look at the success of celebrity gossip magazines. We seem to be coded to seek out status to some degree. And considering that status usually confers other benefits such as wealth and influence, from an evolutionary viewpoint, it would certainly be advantageous for the maintenance and viability of children. Researchers found that for long-term relationships, women rate status and wealth, or the potential to acquire it, as the number one trait they're looking for. Since young men usually aren't wealthy, what women look for are things like ambition, personality, humour, and other attributes that lead to social success. You have to remember, though, that given all of the above, we are still talking in generalisations. Humans don't fall in love with generalisations. They fall in love with individuals. And we fall for a whole host of reasons, other than beauty. How many people are actually beautiful? Would supermodels make the money that they make if beauty was extremely common? It isn't. Perhaps 10 to 15% of the population is generally good looking. If you have average looks and can raise your beauty rating by 1 or 2 points, then you will start to see the advantages of beauty. Enhancing our beauty doesn't hurt, and we know from the research that there are great advantages to it. Most of us like to look good because of these internal and external benefits. Since beauty is all pervasive and the pursuit of beauty will be with us as long as we are human, we might as well use this knowledge to our advantage. By understanding the evolutionary underpinnings, we can understand why we do what we do and hopefully be smarter in how we do it.